So this is an update on my 2023 Verne Manila rootstocks. So it's been probably only about 2 weeks since the last update, but I had some time, so I thought it's good time to provide an update. So what I did with this is I grafted some seeding clones onto the rootstock, and I got some questions on that. What's the goal? Like what I'm trying to do with that? Well, it's a couple of things. Like I feel like the rootstock's been established for probably 2 or 3 years already, so it's it's a good sized rootstock that saves me some time, and at the same time using the clone seedlings from the polyembryonic varieties. Hopefully those kind of hold off on blooming for at least a year, maybe two. We'll see. So both of those is kind of just hopefully help me kind of get a much larger tree in a shorter amount of time. And with the Verne Manila rootstocks, I'm very familiar with it. I know what it can do. I'm not too familiar with the other seedlings. Like I don't know how it will handle winter, and if it would die. You know, some of these seedlings, they might look good, but then you put it in the ground and then it goes through its first winter and it just doesn't survive just because maybe the rootstock's not handling that well. So at least with the Verne Manila rootstocks, I have a good idea of what it could do, how it will perform here. So that's why I'm doing this experiment. So here's the first one. This is M4 clones grafted. It's a little bit slower. I think on some of these, the ones that had a kind of like a more older branch that I'm grafting onto has been kind of slower to take. It hasn't been as vigorous as the one that was a bit younger in terms of the branching. So here is M4. Okay, on to the next tree. This tree is the one where I had a lot of fungal issue where it looked like it might die, so I haven't done any grafting on this. I'm gonna just let this grow and recover for this year. I put some tree kind of wound bark sealer on it to hopefully help that, and hopefully get this area to kind of help heal. So that's the second tree, right? Okay, on to the next tree. And this one is where I have quite a few experiments on this, because these are 4 grafts of lemon zest seedlings, but these are the non-clone seedlings of lemon zest. So there's 4 of them on here. I just been kind of numbering them, calling them lemon zest or LEMZ 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is the first one, and this is taking off quite rapidly. This was just grafted like just 2 weeks ago, and this one was grafted also at the same time. So these 2 that's flushing was grafted at the same time. And this is probably this one I call 102. I just call whatever number to kind of just number it. Has been my most favorite of all my seedlings I've grown out, and I've grown out like hundreds of seedlings in the last few years. This one has a very, very strong Alfonso spice. Like it's stronger than like the Alfonso fruit itself. It's like, I would say 2 to 3 times stronger than anything I've smelled. And even if all my other seedlings die, this is one like I would really love to see what it ends up producing. And even if it doesn't produce anything, the smell of the leaves alone is just kind of really worth it for me. And so this is I've been just calling this 102. I just kind of like the 3 digits better, so, and that's just why I have it. It makes it sound like I've done a lot more work on it when it's only just a dozen or more seedlings and stuff. And I think I grew probably about maybe close to like 20 different lemon zest seedlings. Okay, So this one grafted 2 weeks ago. It's doing really well. Here's another one. This one was just grafted like on the 24th. So a little bit after, and this is pushing. Just call this 103. So most of these 4 grafts, 3 of them, they have a very strong Indian spice kind of smell to the leaves, for the, despite that it's lemon zest seedlings. But one of them has a very classic kind of smell, kind of similar to like just a classic Florida mango. So that's it. That's the 4 kind of smell I get from the leaf, like 3 Indian and 1 classic one. Okay, let's see. So these grafts done really well, and I think they've done a bit better. Like I have a bit more luck with these semi-green branches. Lots of grafts seem to take a lot better when it's like the semi-green branches. If it's not, you don't want it to be too green, like you don't want it to be like the first year's growth, but you don't want it to be like completely kind of brownish. So that's just kind of my opinion. I think I've noticed I had better luck with that, and tend to kind of like grafting onto that. And this is the coconut cream clones grafted onto the rootstock. Unfortunately, I'm not sure. This doesn't look like it's doing so well. So I'm not sure if this is just kind of like a fast push and then it's gonna end up dying. But we'll see. I'll give it another month. If it doesn't do well, I'll probably have to kind of cut it back a little bit more and then just kind of regraft it with some more seedlings. But this is the coconut cream. I actually gave this one like one of the best looking rootstocks, so I was hoping it was gonna do more, but it hasn't. Okay, we just caught this rootstock number 5, and everything's looked a lot different since the last time you guys probably seen this. I mean, have a lot of my seedlings kind of next to it, so I kind of rearrange a lot of things. So just kind of don't mind that. That would be probably for another video when I go over the different seedlings I have. But it's looking good. So this is coconut cream. Yeah, pushing really well. Looks like a strong push too. Doing pretty good considering that I only aligned one side of this cleft graft. Okay. Here's another coconut cream, also beginning to push. Yep, also doing well considering I only aligned one side of the graft. It wasn't my best graft attempts on these, so it's good to see that it's actually doing well. This right here is sugarloaf. There's no activity on them yet, so not sure if these are gonna make it, so we'll see. It's still early, but that is the, I guess I call it rootstock 5. Okay, I'm gonna go on next to this would be kind of rootstock 6. So just flushing out really nicely. I grafted 2 varieties on here recently. This is a Chansa, and this is a Banganapali. Both pretty kind of rare varieties to still find here in the States. So there's a lot of fake ones out there of these. I am pretty confident these are the real ones, but there's a lot of fake ones of both these varieties here in the US. Just so you guys know, I mean, a lot of the hardcore fruit guys know, but most people don't know. If you guys try to find some of these varieties of Chansa, Banganapali, maybe like Anwar Batar, you probably see it on eBay and Etsy. But there's a guy on there that sells lots of fake rare Indian varieties of mangoes and fake guavas. So just kind of keep that in mind. He has like 5-star ratings on both things. He's been doing it for years. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you want more info on that, you could feel free to email me. But you know, these rare Indian varieties in the US, there's a lot of fakes out there, and especially coming from this one guy. He's pretty much just buying $20 Zill, regular Zill variety of mangoes, and just kind of renaming them as Chansa and selling them for like $200. Unfortunately, it's a pretty obvious scam, and unfortunately doesn't really seem to matter for eBay or Etsy. He has like 5-star ratings, so just kind of keep that in mind. He sells tons of fake Indian mango varieties and fake guavas, so both mangoes and guavas. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you have any question about that, you feel free to just email me. So this is a Chansa. It looks like it's beginning to push, so that one's good. My Banga Nepali hasn't yet, and I'm using very kind of like thin kind of scions, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, on to the next tree. This one I grafted it with 4 kind of like, you know, very small tiny seedling scions of the clones of sweet tart. So these are definitely the clones of the sweet tart, and look at it, it's doing really well. It's pushing really aggressively. These back here is beginning to push too, but it seems pretty successful. The only thing I worry about here in my yard is I get like little birds that kind of like to perch on new graft, so that's the only thing I'm worried about. And they try to perch on some of this and break the grass. But you know, so far haven't seen them around. But this is sweet tart, seedling clones of sweet tart, so immature kind of scions. Oh, if I didn't mention the coconut cream and the sugarloaf I mentioned just earlier, those are not seedlings, but the actual kind of mature scions of them. These right here, this is the seedling of sweet tart, seedling clone of sweet tart. This is the next tree, which I pretty much kind of trunk chop around knee high. So it's beginning to branch, so hopefully see how it goes. Looks like a bit too many branches. Oops, excuse me. Looks like a bit too many branches that I would like, but whatever branch I'll end up selecting the ones I want to keep. I'll probably keep about 3 branches, and those 3 branches will become scaffolds next year, and I'm going to be grafting into them. So this is the next, this is the one that I'm not really kind of touching until next year. Okay, here's the other tree. This one I just planted next to the seedling, the other seedling I have here that hasn't done well, you know. So this one's nice size trunk, seedling's like a tiny trunk, and the plan on this one was to graft it with lots of Alfonso strains. So I grafted this with Burnett Alfonso, pushing really nicely. I was a bit worried about this graft for some time, so then I ended up grafting another Burnett Alfonso on the back. That one seems to be pushing also. So what my plan for this is, I'm going to be grafting Burnett Alfonso, which this is. I'll be grafting regular Alfonso, and then the white Alfonso. So probably various strains of Alfonso. So the plan is to have various strains of Alfonso, and then maybe even some seedling of Alfonsos, like the seedlings that came from India's breeding program that has the same Alfonso kind of like profile taste, you know, maybe like a San Paris. We'll see how it goes. But for right now, Those 3 strains of Alfonso is what I intend to eventually all graft on this. Alright, here's the other seedling. It seems to be doing a little bit better now, so we'll see. I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this one. Okay, so that is an update on the 2023 Verne, Manila rootstocks. And you guys can kind of follow my progress on this from when I started it to how it's probably going to look like in a couple years. Alright, thanks everyone.